So these part 3 of the rant. I just had to stop because this is such a beautiful spot. I hope that you can actually hear. This creek is about 3 times its normal volume. You can see down here in the water, the plant's underwater. That's under at least a foot of water. So the stream is normally quite small. So it's really beautiful when it's like this. You got flowers in the water. Anyway, so going back to the reason that I post negative things on Facebook, that they are really just trying to spread the word that, hey, you know, that it's not true what is being said, and this all really came to fruition. I mean, my dad was very conservative when I was growing up, so I had a lot of conservative beliefs, but my experience working and living in South Africa, and then I didn't know anything about South Africa when we went there in 1989, but I certainly learned a lot. And since when we left South Africa, we went to visit some friends in England, and they were just like, "Oh, it's so horrible down there. It's so," and you know, it was like, that's not what we saw. And I worked, and I negotiated with the leaders of the Zulu nation, and it's a whole different situation than what the press was portraying down there. And so the South Africans are, you know, it's a hard thing to say, but they're getting what they deserve. Not the white South Africans, but the South Africans that elected themselves into control and have taken the country downhill for the last 20-some years. It's headed towards Zimbabwe status. The only reason that Zimbabwe went down faster was because the people that had built the country up were forced out. I mean, absolutely forced out. Whereas the white people that colonized South Africa, and I, you know, I'm not a racist person, but there are differences in races, and you know why that is. I believe it's environmental, over hundreds of thousands of years, because if you lay an IQ map over the world, the highest IQs are in the north and the lowest are near the equator. So that was just natural selection. The IQ levels of the people in the north had to be higher to deal with the environment, to deal with the winters, and then when technology came around, it made a whole hell of a big difference. When I say technology, I mean, internal combustion engines, steam engines, stuff like that in the last 100 years that has enabled the world to industrialize. So, I mean, even back in the Middle Ages, I mean, people were living way better in Europe than they were in Africa. It was a very, very tribal kind of situation. But anyway, going back to this, yeah, it's pushback. That's what it is. It's pushback. So, I think if you have any knowledge of political situations, I think it's your duty to push back against either. But humans are by nature lazy. And there you go. I'll try to make these shorter.